Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a non-orchid type of content. I know that I post more orchids here, but I also have lots of houseplants. So I'm gonna talk about Hoyas again. I have already posted a video. I will link it down below, but I will also link on the screen where I talk a little bit about the Hoya care. So it was my first video about Hoyas. If you don't know, I have a darling friend that gifted me some Hoya cuttings last year in December, I think. She's so lovely. I tell the whole story there. Kiara, thank you very much for the cuttings. They are doing super well. I'm doing the best that I can to look after them. What happened is I propagate them in water, and then I decided to transfer them from the water to moss because I knew moss would be good for them. Especially moss is very nice to the root system. But something happened. A few things happened. That's what I'm gonna address today. But why I decided to do this video is not because of my old Hoyas. They are here in front of me for you to see that they are doing well. Look at the size of this one. I've done some close-ups as well because, oh my gosh, these roots look really nice. But she gifted me another cutting. It's a beautiful Hoya. I have no idea what's the name. I forgot to ask her. So she gifted me this one, and the roots are so long. I need to pot it immediately. So I thought, okay, I have to pot this one, and I have to do a few things about the older ones. So I said, let's take you along to let you know what I intend to do with these plants. First of all, so this one is my beautiful No ID Hoya. If you know what it is, let me know. You see? Water propagation does this to Hoyas. Look at this beast. This one, it is a sexy plant. Look what happened to the leaves with sunlight. Oh my goodness. And look how it grew. Oh yeah. Kiara, thank you very much for these plants. They are gorgeous. This one is the smaller one, but these leaves are new. You know, it's a peduncle that will develop here. Something is happening here. Can you see the algae? It's growing very slowly, so time to go. Last time I repotted the cuttings in moss because the roots were very small as well. And the cuttings were small. But as you can see here, I have huge roots in this pot. I'm not gonna do the same thing, so I'm gonna use a different mixture. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna basically use moss, bark, and soil. Hoyas are epiphytes, so they tend to climb on trees, but there are part of them that can also touch the soil, so they can also grow from the soil to the trees, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not a specialist in Hoyas. I don't have many Hoyas. Basically, the ones that I'm showing you is almost my whole collection. I have one more that is a tiny cutting. So they like humidity. So soil is a good idea, but if mixed with airy things. So moss will give not only air, but also moisture with the soil. And bark will give lots of air to the medium. I don't have perlite. Some people also mix with perlite. I don't have any perlite in here. That's why I'm gonna balance almost the same amount of them three, mix them together and see what happens. Wish me lucky, but I do believe it will work. Seen a few videos on the internet, I've read a few articles, and I think if you strike for the right balance between air and humidity, you get a nice thing. So that's what I'm gonna do with this one. If you want to know more about what I researched and about how to look after Hoyas, I would suggest for you to look after the first video. Then you come back here. But yeah, I have here the first cutting, actually many cuttings together. And with the older ones, I'm going to start with this one, that's the bushier ones. This one is the Hoya lacunosa. So it's growing nicely. She gave me more cuttings. When she gave me the one that I rooted in there, she gave me some rooted cuttings of more Hoya lacunosa. So I put them together because I think they will look really nice. They will become a bushier plant. This one is growing nice. I don't have any problem in this pot. It just still has space. So I won't do anything about it. So I'm going to place it on my shelving just to address it first if somebody asks. With my Hoya Sunrise, it's growing really fast and it's becoming big. So I need to pot in a much bigger pot. I can see how fast this plant grows. I'm quite impressed. I didn't expect it. So I need to pot it immediately. I need to transfer it because it's potted in a tiny pot and it's drying too fast. Even that's only moss, it's drying too fast. So I will pot it somewhere else. With this one, although it's completely dry right now, I can keep it here for a little bit longer. Actually, I don't know what I'm gonna do about this one. I do believe I will keep this in this tiny pot for now. And then if I feel like in the future, I can pot in a bigger pot. But yeah, it grows much slower than the other ones. It has like succulent leaves. It's something I feel is something with the plant. It has a slower metabolism, a slower pattern of growth, but the leaves are really nice. So I'm gonna place it back in its place. I'm gonna put it back on the window. But yes, I think I'm providing enough light because yeah, they are growing nicely. And this one is full of algae and I don't know, I'm not happy about it. I don't have a feeling it's enjoying full sphagnum moss at the moment. The pot's big for the medium that I decided to do. It's growing. It's not that it's not growing. Basically, I have new leaves here, new leaves. To be honest, it's growing. It's not growing so as fast as the other one. But again, this one is Hoya curtisii. Probably it's just the pattern of the plant, but it becomes completely full of moss, algae. So what I want to do is repot it and try. Since I'm gonna do with the other ones, I will do the mess at once. That's basically it. It's basically stressing me out, so I will do it. I think that's all. I'll show you the process while I'm doing it. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun video actually if you enjoy repottings. It's just basically, yeah, just repotting, getting to the point with these plants, potting, taking this out of water and providing a new home for these ones. And I hope you enjoy it. We probably will chat a little bit in between the videos. I'm gonna talk not a lot about care tutorials and everything. I have this on that video and also I'm learning a lot about them. But I do think they are not difficult plants to grow, at least in my experience during this month. I have a very good time with these Hoyas. And I think when they become bushier plants, they are quite statement piece. Something that I would like to do, but I won't do now, is maybe creating some trailing for these plants to trail on. I've seen some on Instagram or something. You can do like heart, or you can do, I don't know, circular format. And I do think shapes or circular shapes. The language just mixed in my brain. Amazing. Circular shapes. And I do believe it becomes so nice, but I won't do it today. Not yet. If I decide to do it in the future, I take you along. But for now, I think I really want to see some of them hanging. I love it as well. Let's address these plants. Let's repot them. I hope you enjoyed this video and let me know what you think about Hoyas. If you want to see more content about Hoyas, like this video and tell me down below and I will make sure to create more content about these plants. I don't believe they are rare in any sense. As far as my knowledge goes with these plants, they are basically common Hoyas, but nonetheless, they are beautiful. I haven't ever seen their blooms, but it's quite interesting. And I like how they can be like, they can have like leaves, like looking more like leafed plants and like succulents type of plants, evergreen to succulents, and it's quite nice. And also having some patterns and different leaf shape. I love it. And I think they are very close to orchids because they are also epiphytes. I hope that makes any sense. Yeah. So let's start this reporting. Start with this amount of medium here because I have a few plants. Let's start with my cutting. So I have some transplant pots at home, so I'm using transplant pots, but with any plant actually you can use any pots that you want. I think with transplant pots you can actually see the roots, but you could use normal pots. I will use, these ones are 6 centimeters pot. Yeah, I think it has 6 centimeters. What I'm gonna do is basically, I'm gonna mix all of these. I have basically almost the same amount of bark, moss and soil. I'll mix it and I place it inside the pot with my Hoya, and in the end I'm gonna place some slow release, a little bit slow release fertilizer, and that's it basically. I'm gonna say something. that I said also on my video about caladiums, I think there is science and there is all the things behind it when you talk about plants. But there is also something called feeling and experience and the things that you saw and you lived and whatever. And I use that a lot with plants. And when people say, oh, you have, you know, they survive or whatever, green finger. I think because I grew up surrounded by plants and about people that look after plants and the nature around me. I don't know, there is a part of me that loves researching and reading and learning. But there is also a part of me that, I don't know, simply know that we work because I know that if I watch my plants closely, if I have the time for it at least, I don't know how to explain that. It's funny, but it is something that I simply know. I remember when I was very little, my grandma taught me how to plant some seeds and some other house plants in the garden, outside. And I remember like watching them growing and talking to them. And I have this feeling that if I talk to them, they would grow nicely. I think there is some feeling that you can exchange with your plants. There is something that's about observation, how you look at these. There is something you simply know if you look at them and you touch the soil. You, for sure, it's not an specialist. You know that some plants need more humidity. You notice that some plants don't grow well in your environment. But I don't know. I have something that I bring with me since I was very tiny. Sometimes I think when you have the rational part behind it, but you also have the feeling. Let me know if you get it, if you have houseplants. So I have everything mixed here. I'm gonna get my cuttings. And what I'm gonna do is, I don't even know if one of these didn't root well. If it didn't, you're just gonna be potted here. Honestly, I'm not like, I should have probably wet this moss because it's very, very dry. But yeah. I do the same thing with orchids, and every time I do it, I was like, why I didn't water it? But I didn't, so it is what it is, right? Let's get to the point of this video. Let's finish my first Hoya. Hello, baby. Telling you, I sound like a baby. I'm a little bit crazy sometimes. Because the moss is not wet, I'm just trying to make it fall into place. I don't want to have like lots of air pockets in here. But the soil is quite thin, so we'll find fine. We'll find its way through the medium, I'm sure. I'm gonna place some slow release fertilizer, just a few beads. That's it. Basically, the first Hoya is here. Let me know if you know the name of this Hoya. I have to ask my friend. She didn't place a tag in it. Something that I'm gonna do that I do with my orchids, I will just place some bark on top, just to look nice. Let me remove this moss here. I don't want a moss on the top of my pot. So yeah, just to make it look a little bit better. I don't think I have any decorative pot or any pot to give to this plant for them to look nice at the moment. So I'm sorry you're seeing on the medium through the pot, but yeah, I don't think I have it. I will look for it after this video, but I just repotted some orchids, so I know that I don't have any. But anyway, I'll show you them when I'm done. So basically, here I have my first Hoya. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna place the Sunrise in here. I think it's okay, right? The pot's bigger, but yeah. I can see it basically outgrowing this pot in a month. Let's see what happens. So I have here my tag. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna squeeze the pot. I do that with my orchids as well, just for them to get free from this pot. Look, I use this moss. I potted. I have to show. It's full of roots. So you see, I told you, moss is really, really nice to the root system of plants. I'm gonna place it here. I don't know if Bruno can focus on that or not. Bruno is my husband who edits these videos. Hi, Bruno. It's not Bruno from Disney, by the way, because now Bruno is a super popular name. No. So I have moss here already. You know, I'm not going to remove it simply because the moss is good. I bought it, I don't know, 2 months ago. 3 months ago. I have no idea anymore. I have the feeling older you get, time flows faster and faster and faster. So when you're a child, I feel like you live so into the present moment. It's good, but it's part of the brain development as well and everything. So you live so in the present moment. You don't think about other things so much, and also you don't have to worry much about stuff. So guys, I finished repotting my Hoya Sunrise. Something happened to my camera, so I stopped filming. Anyway, I was talking, I was just blabbing about stuff. And then I removed this one. I noticed that, yeah, it was full of algae and stuff. I didn't like the look of it. So I just potted, basically removed the excess of moss, and I placed it again on its original pot, but with the mixture that I prepared. And that's it. That's basically, these are my 3 plants. And they're new pots, like at least double of the original size, or 3, I think, like 3 times more from what it used to be, which is quite nice, especially this one, because I can't wait to see it. I think it will be so nice. It will look so nice, bigger it gets. I will place them in a nice pot. I don't have a beautiful pot right now in front of me, but I'll look for one, and I'm sure I'll manage to do it. So that was all, actually, with my 3 plants that I want to report today, these 3 Hoyas. Let me know if you have experience with it, what you think about them, and if you have any tips or anything that you want to let me know, I would love to hear from you. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to just give these plants some water, offer them some water, and place them in my shelving. And yeah, so thank you very much for watching my video today. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. It helps me a lot, especially because YouTube works with algorithm. More people subscribing it shows that the content, it's nice. If you enjoy it, for sure. And if you want to hang out with me, please, I will be here at least twice a week, every week. I'm trying to post Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes, because life gets on the way, can get a little bit late, maybe one day, but I will be here twice a week, at least most of the weeks. Otherwise, I'll let you know in advance. And that was it for today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.